Good afternoon, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching. Today we're talking about the solar eclipse that's going to happen today at 11:14 p.m. Okay, here Pacific time, and it's happening at 8 degrees 52 seconds Taurus, which so we're going to go just say 9 degrees, okay? And what this new eclipse is all about is new beginnings, and which are related to sowing seeds of love, growth, abundance, nature, values, and personal finances. Yay! Because remember, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is not just about love. It's also about money and material items, things that we consider of worth. Okay, during this time, you know, it's a very beautiful solar eclipse. We're not going to see it, but those in the southern hemisphere, with our mates down under, okay, terrible accent, I know, they get to see it over there, okay? So it would be nighttime over here in California. But anyway, so the effects of this solar eclipse are going to last from anywhere from 6 months to 3 years, and so that's wonderful for a lot of us. Okay, and also we know that it's under the critical degrees. The 9 degrees Taurus is under critical degrees, and that is the critical degrees of having faith within ourselves. Okay. As individuals to succeed over any obstacles, blocks, and difficulties, all right? And that's very important because even though this is a solar eclipse, we do have some, little um, road bumps in the road. There you go. Look at, I got bumps in the road with the way I'm speaking, okay? So, but most definitely we need to remember that. And that's because we got 3 planets in retrograde. We got Mars, Saturn, and Pluto. Wonderful. Okay. And so this is so those planets, those luminaries, because remember, suppose poor Pluto got downgraded. Okay. Anyway, so they are slowing things down. So usually, and it is solar eclipses is the power of, you know, 10 new moons. Go for it. Yay. But we got some bumps in the road. So we're like getting pushed, but we have to be careful that we're not going to trip over those bumps. Because you know when we're going too fast, we go boom, 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 and it hurts a lot, right? Okay. And if you don't have suspension, you're going to get a really, really bumpy ride where you're hurting your teeth, your joints, okay? So this is very important because during this time, it is best to plan thoroughly, all right? We need to plan, 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 and make sure and consider everything that is going on. Okay, that includes step by step. Write it down, voice record it, put a plan, okay? And in the plan, consider why you have any fears. What are some of those obstacles? Because really those obstacles are saying is, well, think twice. Is this really valid? Is this really what you want? Is this something that you need? Or is this just a, let me try it, let's see what happens, throw it all together, okay? So it's really asking us to pay attention and to make sure that we are considering others in the process, that it's a win-win situation. Because when we don't have win-win situations, and it seems that we're rushing over other people without their consideration, without being aware, without acknowledging their existence and the right to be, it's all karmic. It comes back to us, especially with Saturn in retrograde and on the opposite of Taurus. It's going to be very karmic. Okay, so please, please be aware of others. Please be considerate. Okay, and also know too that also be honest about when your limits and boundaries are being surpassed. If you don't put the brakes and tell someone stop, stay right there, then you're allowing them to walk all over you, and after a while you're going to resent them, and it's your own fault for not communicating. And this is very important because during this time, if we can remember what happened about 18 and a half years ago, eclipses happen in series. Okay, it's a pattern. So this is, for those of you who want to know, it's the Saros series of 148, so which occurred, of course, 18 and a half years ago. And so the fall of back then. And so think about it, and you'll get an idea of what is to come with this eclipse, okay? And we have certain pattern things, of that. And so, like, for example, I switched locations of where I was working, you know. So that, whew, maybe I'm getting a new studio. Okay. So anyway, but it's a combination of things that took place in the past. So very important. So this is also an environmental eclipse, all right, where we're sharing, we're taking responsibility for our own health. Okay, if you have not been doing that, it's time to do it. This Taurus new moon, plus the solar eclipse, really pushes us forward to it. And Taurus loves to be healthy. It loves to have a good, healthy body because that means the quality of life that they enjoy is so much better. All right, Taurus really likes to be cozy. All right, and that is so important. But we can't be cozy. We can't have a good quality of life if we're always wondering about what's this ache and what's this pain, and oh my goodness, a headache here and all this. And that's because we keep putting crap in our body. And that's our choice. We don't have to. And if you don't know a better way, come see me. I'm an alkalized nutritionist. We could get you really good and healthy, okay? Anyway, let's continue. So, we are also, by taking care of ourselves, we're taking care of the world, believe it or not. Because when we are in a better place and we are grounded and we are living a better quality of life, we share that quality of life with others. And then they tell two people, and they tell two people, and they tell two people, and they tell two people, all because we made a change in our own life. So by us doing that, we are spreading the wealth, really. This is one of those times where it's a win-win situation because by loving me, I'm loving the world. Isn't that wonderful? A lot of times we think to love the world, we have to deny, we have to sacrifice, we have to be martyrs. No, I don't get to exist. I don't deserve. But really, that is such an outdated mentality. That is a mentality of slavery which occurred and was encouraged for the Industrial Revolution because these big name people really needed workers, okay? And for this American dream of just, do, put yourself in debt and pretend that you have all this stuff because that's what makes your worth, not what's in here. And you don't even get to enjoy it because you're working. Wrong! Out! Out with the old, in with the new. That was the lunar eclipse. Out with the old. We're fifth dimension now, and now we're in with the new. Okay, in with the new, which we get to enjoy and embrace. Okay, so now also remember that this is a time for healing. When we do that healing, okay, um, we need to actually take a step back. This is the time we need to consider our favorite and most famous bull. I'm not saying that this is bull, a bull character, Fernandine, all right, from that famous Spanish tale, okay, and how he took it easy. All the other bulls were rushing, 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 trying to get things in, and as they rushed, things scattered. Where he just took it easy, enjoyed nature. You see pictures of him with a butterfly on his nose, just being there with the trees and lazing in the grass with his, legs up, okay? And really, really enjoying the peace and the energy of nature. And that is what we need to do, because that is how we heal. Nature has beautiful energies. It takes our carbon dioxide, changes it into oxygen, and gives us back oxygen. We need oxygen to alkalize our body. And isn't that just beautiful how our divine creator just does that for us and created this awesome, system, this chemical system, this oxygenating system that helps us stay healthy. All right, we don't need to go to an oxygen bar or wear these masks. We just need to take care of our trees and nature so that way they can continue taking care of us. It's just, wow, how simple is that? Anyway, so continue on. So do as Fernandine the Bull, or what we say in Spanish, Fernando, okay, the Bull, and just really have faith in the universe and our divine creator that they're going to provide, and you know, and just know that things are going to be okay, because really it is. Remember, we have at least 2 solar eclipses a year, about 5.5 months apart. So we have new changes all the time, new patterns. Now, it doesn't mean a whole new change. It depends on the sector of your life, okay? And so that's how come we always have new things going on, new goals. And we need those new goals because that's how we grow. If not, we stagnate, and then all of a sudden our happiness is no longer happy. It just turns into stalemate, okay? So now, some of the planetary aspects that we see here is Mercury is conjunct the solar eclipse, which means a lot of communications can be stubborn, all right, and ego-based, especially dealing with love relationships, okay, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, all right, and Mercury being with Taurus there, it's just, okay. And so learnings also, though, Mercury deals with learning and education besides communications, all right? And so we have that dealing with nature and the value of items that create comfortable and cozy atmospheres. We are also karmically being paid in kind for what we say to others. So please, please, please speak with a sweetened tongue. I do understand, though, the other side of Taurus is we must put our foot down when we have been pushed too far. And so when if you're pushed too far, do it. Because this needs to be respected. This needs to be allowed to grow and to breathe and to live. And if someone is going to hinder, because Taurus does not like to be caged in. You never see bulls in the corral for a very long time, okay? They need to roam, and roam far and come back, okay? So when we are not allowing our soul to grow, and someone else is saying, no, you got to do this, and trying to dominate us, and it's this and that, well, we need to break free from them, okay? Even if we love them, we need to say, you deal with your issues, you control yourself before controlling others, okay? And you just send them a kiss, send them love, and tell them it's not because I hate you. It's time for me to move on. Okay, so going on again, this is a there's great need to communicate our pain and our fears, yet it is going to be quite difficult. So we're going to be fumbling a lot when we do that because we have Pluto in retrograde. So we want to heal, okay? We want to say, okay, this is what's going on. I'm scared to tell you, though, because if I tell you, that means I have to acknowledge that I have a weakness. And for a lot of people, acknowledging that they have a weakness is really scary. But I got a little secret for those of you who are scared. Every single one of us on this planet, all of us, including me, have not just one, not just two, but many fears, many weaknesses. So it's okay. It's okay as long as we discipline ourselves within those fears. We cannot impose them upon others. Okay, we can fix ourselves. We can discipline ourselves, and that is quite all right. Okay, and go ahead, share it. If a person is going to get upset because you share your fears, okay, not your manipulations. If you're manipulating, if you're trying to dominate and all that, because of your fears, that's not sharing. That's just being a jerk. Okay, so go ahead, share it. So going on along here, so we need to realize that a lot of our fears are based upon our perspectives, which are based upon, once again, our beliefs. Our beliefs are imposed upon us by our family, by society, school, TV. And that's very important because during this time we need to be careful what we are absorbing, what we're listening to, what we are watching, what we are reading, okay, and how we're interacting because we're absorbing at high rates right now, okay? And by doing that, we need to be able to filter out going, oh, cancel, delete, dehistory, get out, okay? Certain things we don't need. All right, so if you are watching overabundance of news, oh my goodness, let me tell you, that news station has bought that hour. They got to fill it with some kind of fear-based, commentaries and news because they need you to watch, all right? So they can get the commercials. Or, I mean, haven't you noticed there's always something going on all our lives? The key is to learn to maneuver through it, to breathe deeply, and continue, okay? And that is the key. So going on to is, we have to remember with Mercury being conjunct this solar eclipse that there's two sides to everything. So we're watching the news, we see one side, we don't necessarily see the other side. Remember, the news is controlled by a certain group, by certain owners. They're going to want us to see an influence. They're going to want to influence us accordingly. Okay? So always remember people have their personal agenda stuck into it. Well, what can we say? Let's continue. So the other planets, so other luminaries, we have Juno, the asteroid Juno, which is conjunct this solar eclipse, which means new beginnings within our committed relationships. Remember, committed relationships also include business, anything that's contractual, verbal, or written. Handshake, okay? So sign language, in other words. And so we need to be careful about that because even though it's a new beginning, again, reminder, Mars, Saturn, and Pluto are all retrograde. So Mars is, passions and drives, trying to move forward, and we can't. So give yourself flexibility. In fact, if you can wait until July 20th, because by then Mars will have gone forward in May 20th, okay, May 21st, and then Mercury during that time will have gone retrograde and forward by then, and finally we get Saturn going forward at July 20th. So if you can wait another 3 months before signing any of those contracts, it would behoove you, it would be very wise and give you planning time, okay, to decipher your purpose in that contract. Make sure everybody's aware of the wonderful pros and cons, okay? So moving right along, also know that Neptune is sextile, okay? That is 2 signs away from this wonderful solar eclipse. And this creates a lot of Neptunus and Pisces hanging out. So we got a lot of spiritual happenings, emphasis on our intuition, okay, not our instinct. There's a difference between our intuition and our gut instinct, okay? Our gut instinct is fear-based. Intuition is love-based and faith-based. Very important. So a lot of people are run by their instinct, not their intuition, okay? So since Taurus is also ruled by Venus, it really, really encourages us to connect and love, guess who? Ourselves, our higher selves, okay? And to really be in connection with ourselves and to love ourselves, all right? This time, too, this is why we have to be careful what we receive and be receptive with, okay? Because we're absorbing. Also, we need to be careful about overindulging, especially in liquid beverages or hallucinogenics or painkillers, because it can become all of a sudden a bad habit, an addiction. Okay, so if you can avoid taking anything like that to the extreme the next, at least for 3 months, it would be best, okay, because we are under that influence there. So, also, let's go to Pluto. Got to escape there. me have a sip of my tea. So Pluto is trining this wonderful solar eclipse. Okay, loosely, but it is. Loosely, but it is, okay? And so, remember, Pluto is about the psychology, bringing those depths of pains and happiness and why we are as we are as adults now, okay? And so, you know, it's also asking us, because it trines, it's very harmonious with the solar eclipse. So it's saying play more, be out in nature, play. Okay, if we could play while we work, play, find things to laugh about, find the little things to enjoy. Watch children. You know how they just are thrilled, you know? And we're like, okay, sure, whatever, honey. And they're just like, oh, God, look at, I got this. And their reality is what they create. That's what we need to do, is create our reality through our playful child heart, okay, side, not our fear-based side. Also, too, is we're moving right along to, Saturn is trying Neptune here. So, okay, so Saturn, which is an authority figure, and it's trine Neptune, it's actually being very supportive here because they're both in water. Once again, it's going to help us, especially being in that nucleus situations of not seeing things clearly, okay, is to tap our limits. On the other hand, it can be manipulative, all right, and try to get our personal agenda. Once again, this is not going to be allowed because the solar eclipse is saying, oh no, I will absorb all that because I am in an earth sign, all right? So we need to, understand that. Again, also too, we have Mars opposite Uranus, all right? And Mars is retrograde, and it's opposite Uranus. Uranus wants fast action, okay, spontaneity, and it's in Aries, so it's like, woohoo! We got to be careful because we've got metals going across, we've got people rushing here, there, tripping, hitting, bumping ourselves, okay? A lot of people are cutting people off in the freeways. We're having these accidents. We need to be very, very careful. Take your time, put on your blinkers, put on your GPS, know where you're going, pay attention, no texting, no talking on the phone, and probably best not to even have a conversation in the car. Focus where you're going. Why? Because your actions are a domino effect to the people behind you. Okay? So the better you know where you're going, and you take enough time, because it's in Taurus. Taurus wants us to take the time. Take the time. Uranus wants us to leave at the last minute. Oh, we could fit it in. We could fit it in. And not necessarily so with positive results, because Mars is retrograde and it's opposing it. So it's not going to give that um, that support that Uranus needs to follow through. Instead, it's going to trip over and bump, okay, and flip. So we need to be careful with that, all right? And so we need to also remember, people are putting blocks in front of us. Take a stop. Don't take it personally. Because sometimes we run ahead of ourselves. Just take a breather and then wonder, what am I forgetting here? What am I not seeing? Am I running over someone? Am I disallowing someone? Am I disallowing a whole group? Am I being too selfish? Is this not a win-win? Remember, win-win situations are the best, okay? And that would help you get through here. So, the Sabian symbol is a Christmas tree decorated, okay? The Sabian symbol, it reminds us about rituals and traditions. Now, Christmas trees, though, notice that has glass, has, from the ornaments, has candles that can burn. So really, and the needles. So not only that, we need to know what part of a tradition, what part of a ritual is positive and going to help us. A lot of times we celebrate without focusing on the purpose of the ritual or the custom and tradition, okay? And most people are just into the celebration, which is nice. It gives good energy, but remember, we are focusing and giving off that energy towards that purpose. Okay, so real quickly now, let's go over how the zodiac signs here. Aries, this is happening in your second house, okay? Your second house of finances. And so you're going to see things happen and change, hopefully, you know. You're getting a boost for new things, so maybe you're getting more jobs going on, okay? And not necessarily more clients, but more jobs, opportunities. Take them. It is all good. Go for it. You will not run out of energy knowing you. Taurus, this is going and looking into you, how you are presenting yourself, perspective, how you are physically also. Maybe you're going to need glasses, maybe losing weight, changing hair color, maybe you are getting healthy. Yay. Okay, I'm always into good health because good health means good quality, and you know, if you ever notice, people who are healthy always have a positive disposition and they give out smiles freely. It's that unconditional love, whereas people who are unhealthy and who are bitter and angry just don't like happy people, and they just want to throw up that negative energy all over the people, and you're just like, you know, you're just like, back to you tenfold. You put on your protective shield. So being healthy means you are going to be sharing that love with everybody else, loving you. Love it. Okay, going on, Gemini, this is how happening within your inner self, these changes that are going on inside, okay? You're taking some time to rest. You need to refocus on what's going on, okay? And it's hard because you want to communicate, but it's time to really see what it is. Geminis have a habit of trying to do two things simultaneously, and a lot of times it can happen very good, and a lot of times not. Sometimes they're also known to be fickle and vacillate and change their mind too quickly, okay? And that's because they don't take the time to analyze and absorb everything that's going on. And usually that's okay, because a lot of us do that. The only thing with Geminis, you actually say it out loud, and people are basing their road upon what you're saying. And you want to be a leader, Gemini, but you're giving mixed messages. So this is a time to take it all in. Step back. Be quiet. Give yourself some love. Read a good book. Watch a good movie. And just relax, okay? So, now Cancer, this is happening within your friends, okay, and goals and groups. And so I'm also with other people's children, which could be adopted children. And wow, I just thought of, sorry. And stepchildren. So you have new beginnings there. And like I said, it's also goals, your personal goals. What are the things you are creating? And so you are bubbling with a lot of stuff in your cauldron there, in your big pot. And you know, it's bubbling over and you are ready to serve the world, okay? This is going to be fun. So Leos, this is happening in your career and with your authority figures and how people see you publicly, okay? So this is a lot of these changes are going on, and you are becoming more of an authority figure than you already are. How exciting, okay? So also know that this is time to look back. Make sure that you're not getting too big physically, all right? You want to get big-hearted, okay? Not big stomach or big-headed, okay? Not that it takes Leos a lot to get big-headed. So now we're continuing on. So Virgos, this is happening in your education, international affairs, okay? Higher learning. And that also means, when we say international affairs, it also means anything international. It could be cooking, picking up a language, learning of other cultures, implementing it inside your life and your ways of being, okay? You might start having a long distance communication, and could it be by computer, Skype, you know? It could be in many different ways, or long distance trips, a long road trip, or you're going to fly somewhere, okay? Which would be very fun. Call me up. I'm ready to go with you. Okay, I love to travel. Need a translator? Ooh, I'm there. Okay, anyway, so moving right along, we got Libra. Libra, this is going on In your 8th house, 8th house is in your transformative. It's like the phoenix. You were one way and now you come out and whoosh, the phoenix, you become something else. You know, one of our most famous phoenixes, Madonna, she always changes herself into something new. Okay? And that is how it is. We take a little time out and then we became something new. This also deals with other people's finances, all right? So, which means loans, credit cards, um, grants. Our spouses are committed partners, okay? These are committed partners, all right? And this is also means anywhere we're going to interact or exchange our energies. And this also means in our sex life, okay? In our intimacy. What is intimate communion? A lot of people think sex, sex, sex. There's so much more going on when we exchange that energy. I mean, it's so superficial of just thinking of that orgasm. There is so much more. Okay, so Libras, you who are always love to be with someone else, really consider what are you giving and what it is that you want to receive. What can you give? But what is it you want to receive? And make sure, because maybe we're barking up the wrong tree. Okay? So going further, Scorpio, this is in your 7th house of partnerships, all right? Committed partnerships, people we live with, business, marriage, because I say marriage because some people don't live with their spouses for whatever reason, you know, military, things like that. So our committed contractual relationships, either verbal, written, handshake, okay? And so things are changing. You're having a new one. It's redefining who you really are in this time. And that's good because we change. And as we change, so do the energies and people and what we need in our growth to come into our lives, all right? So that's going to be wonderful. And oh, you know, if there's weddings, I love being there. Remember, I am a minister. And so I really enjoy uniting people together. And okay, so the real truth is I just love frosting on cake, you know, and that's why I do it. That's why I became a minister, because I like to eat the frosting off the cakes. Anyway, the secret is out. I love uniting people also. Okay. Anyway, so here we go. And let's continue. So we got Sagittarius. This is in your everyday life. Okay, your health. You're getting stronger. You're making certain decisions. You want to be more outside and breathe in. This is something you've been wanting to do. You've been locked up too long. You've been playing that slave game. Okay? Just go, live, breathe, be one with the world, do more interactions, even if it's just fixing the sprinklers outside, but you're outside, okay? And you're focusing more on your health and really on your daily activities and whom you're including in your daily activities. Maybe you have new people who are into your life or who are supporting you and going to be peers and help you out. Maybe you have a new cleaning lady or someone who's your new cook or gardener, you know. I'm not talking about slaves, just people you appreciate, and you're exchanging that energy with them. More power to you, because that means you're offering more jobs. Good for you. Okay, Capricorn, this is about romance, okay, and children, and you're just going to love it. You're loving it up. You building new things, and you're making an effort out there to really enjoy life, okay? To enjoy life, have fun. It's just entertainment. Go see some plays. Go to some concerts, okay? Go out there. Go to book readings. Go out and mingle, okay? And you're going to see more and more people, and that's what's important, okay? Is to do that and see those people, and especially interact more with your children, if so, or other people's children, or your children in general. Know your limits and boundaries. I don't need you saying, oh, I've turned into a pedophile because my astrologer said I needed to interact. Know your limits and boundaries. Have fun, though. Be romantic. Put on candles. Put on the incense. Take a bath. Give flowers on a constant basis, okay? Always just give love. Okay, so Aquarius, this is about you, your home base, okay? Your home base is inside, not your outside, your inside. Who are you? Your new philosophies, your new perspectives, your new belief systems. What are you taking in? And also, it means your home, okay? You know, so very important too. You might be moving, doing a lot of changes within the home, okay, but it's something very important that's going to happen or is happening now. And also, these are changes with your mother or someone who is like a mother figure to you, okay? So, gentlemen, if you are in a relationship where you see her as your mother type, it could be your own wife or girlfriend. I hope not, okay? I really do. You know. So, but otherwise, yes, these are the concerns and wonderful changes that you're going to have and you're going to see and you're going to be able to blossom and you're going to open up and you're going to really show your direction and your purpose. And that's going to be awesome, okay? So, also, Aquarius, um, this is, there's going to be some obstacles in this. Just take the time, be with the nature, and being one with the nature, the answers will come to you. You know that. It always does. Go play sport outside. Go take a walk. Go on a hike. Okay, Pisces, this is happening in your third house, all right? And in your third house, this is the communications. This is your everyday communications around the neighborhood community, doing more activities, okay? And more learnings, dealing with details of these little classes, like community classes here and there, or even teaching these classes and teaching your neighbors. So there's a lot of communication going on. You know, just be careful what you say, okay? You don't want to turn it into gossip. So if you're going to share, best just say nothing about someone else. Let them share about themselves, okay? Because otherwise you're also creating new beginnings of karmic payback. So it's best to be careful with what is being said. Well, thank you for watching. This has been Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness. And really, I wish you the best. And give me a holler, give me a call. You know, my website is celestialsoulwellness.com. You know, contact me if you want to know exactly how it's going to affect you personally, because we need to take in consideration not just our sun sign, our ascendant, but our moon, all three, all the time, even your soul purpose sign, okay? So we have so much more when we do a personal chart and how it's going to affect you for the next 6 months. Thank you again. A lot of love to you. Chasita.